welcome everybody to Getting Shipfaced, a new interview series coming to the cruise tubers. Now, if this is your first time joining the channel, welcome. And if you've been here before, welcome back. The concept for this series is going to be an interview format with a little bit of a twist. As we go through the interview, we are going to crack open a beverage or two and enjoy ourselves. The rules of the interview are simple. After every question, take a sip of your drink. We will have a lightning round mixed in, and we will close it out with some tips and our last call. So without further ado, let me introduce to you guys to today's guest, my friend and avid cruise enthusiast, Diahann. Welcome, Diahann.
Hi, thank you so much. Appreciate you having me.
Yeah, no problem. You are actually the first ever guest on Getting Shipfaced. So that's an honor bestowed to you. No one else can take credit for that.
Absolutely. Thank you.
So why don't you give the viewers a little background on yourself, your name, where you're from, and what is your cruise origin story?
So I am, let's see. Let me see. Well, Diahann Coleman is my name. I am like as Dan says, I am a definite cruise enthusiast. I am a Carnival girl currently, right now. My origin story, I guess, would be like I started probably like maybe 8 years ago on my very first cruise, and I have been in love with it ever since. And I can't see of any other vacation that just can actually just encompass everything all in one. So I absolutely love it. I love the brand, and I'm willing to try others, but for right now, this is where I am.
Yeah, that's awesome. Do you remember what your first cruise was that you went on?
Oh my, yeah. It was on the Carnival. It was Carnival Freedom, and it was like a fairly new ship at that time. And I was so amazed when I got on there because I had never experienced that before, and getting on board, and you go through the whole process, and everybody's so welcoming, and it was like a big party ship. And I remember there was the guy who was actually just on the series, that Love Boat series, Matt. He was the cruise director.
Oh, wow.
And it was so with me and my best friend, we were there, and he was like, "You're officially on vacation." And then you see you leaving Miami, and it was just a big party. And it was like, oh my God, this is what I've been missing all along. It was wonderful. He was an awesome cruise director too at that time. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool that I've gotten to see somebody from
yes.
That's pretty awesome. All right, well, let's take our first sip of the drink, and we will go on to our next question here.
Sure.
What are you drinking today, by the way?
I am drinking in honor of my people in Jamaica, a Jamaica Me Happy. And then we'll see how I get to I love my other favorite drink of all is a soju. I love my Korean soju as well.
Yeah, thoughts go out to the people in Jamaica. I actually understand some cruise ships are skipping over those itineraries right now and getting repositioned, but hopefully they'll be able to, get everything recovered soon. And
I'm sure they are. They will. They're resilient people, so they will definitely rebuild and be welcoming visitors all over again.
Have you ever been to Jamaica?
My family is from Jamaica. Okay. So my whole background, my family is from my mother and my father is from Jamaica. So, and I've been there, of course, always as a child. Now on a cruise ship, I did do we went to Ocho Rios, and I was able to do the Duns River Falls, which I love that too. That was a challenge for me, but was able to do that. But absolutely. I mean, it's my whole upbringing, my whole country. To me, that's my second country. Born here in America, but I'm a Jamaican as yeah.
I was reading through like on our Facebook group for the excursion, or for the trip that we have coming up, and we're supposed to do a stop in Jamaica, and I think that's going to get rerouted now. But I was reading about the Duns River Falls excursion, and some people were like, yeah, it's not like really an easy excursion. It's quite a hike, right? It's pretty.
It is. but you hold on to other people. Like I said, but I mean, when you make it up there, you actually feel like, wow, I did this. You know what I mean? It's really good. And there's people up there that you smell the smell of the jerk chicken, and and then you're walking back down. It's a nice vibe. It's a nice feeling. The guys that take you up there, and we always take a party boat over, so we're already partied up before we get off.
Right. That's awesome.
So yeah, that's
Gotta
all
be
part of
careful though, right?
the
Walking
Yeah,
up the cliffs with two party, that could be dangerous. But
yeah, for sure.
so you mentioned you're a Carnival girl. To date, how many cruises have you been on, and do you have any plans of trying any other cruise lines?
To date, I've been on 11 cruises so far, and getting ready to book another one for. I have two already booked for going to be two booked for next year already. And yes, I do have plans. I do want to try some other ones, some other cruise lines. I was waiting to get my platinum status, so I have it now. So now I'm ready to branch off now and see what other cruise lines have to offer as well. To be able to give just to see what's out there. Like I said, I'm loyal to the brand because of the fact that I guess it's all that I know right now, and it's just
Yeah.
always have that party vibe. I like my, work sometimes can get really bogged down, but when I go on vacation and it's a party vibe and I can dance and you do this and you just you're just vibing with other people. It's a great feeling for me. So I want to go to other cruise lines to see, do they have that same give me that same kind of vibe and what I can get from it to be able to do that.
Yeah, I, as you know, and Jen and myself are exclusive to Norwegian right now,
Right.
but we definitely have some plans that we want to branch out potentially next year as well. And Carnival tends to catch a little bit of a bad rap because you always see some of the videos where people are getting in fights or whatever. But I think that those are so rare, and so many videos and bloggers and stuff that we watch. It's really just it looks like a fun experience. They got the fun team that comes out for the kickoff, the sail away party.
Sail
And
away
it's
parties,
amazing.
yes.
So yeah, it definitely looks like something that we'll probably mix in there.
And you're right, it has gotten a bad rap lately, but I really feel like it's the experience. It's what you make of your own vacation. It's your vacation, so own it, and what you can actually make of your own, get your own experience out of it. And don't, although you pay attention to the things that you hear out there, you got to experience it for yourself and make your own assessment, with that. So that's pretty much how I've never kind of swayed from it. I listen to them, I watch the videos as well, and I just be like, it's not really all people are not like, all people don't, we go to some of us go to actually really have a good time and relax.
Right. Yeah, for sure. And before we go on to the next question, you did mention that you just got platinum status. Congratulations.
Thanks.
If I think I may mention this to you before, but also this is good for the viewers out there to know. MSC and Virgin will match your status if you're platinum.
Yes.
We're definitely doing it this year, so you might as well go and apply for the status match now before they, pull that back, because there could be changes coming at some point.
That is true. I did see that where, right, you have to actually do it online first before you actually book and things like that with them. So yeah, I agree. Yeah, I have to do that for sure.
And do you are you going to get diamond before they take your status away? Do you have a possibility?
Nah, I would love to. Trust me, when recently they had offers where they were like tripling your days, and I was like, okay, I need 120 days. So how many cruises can I go on that I need like 5 cruises before June.
Yeah.
To be able to triple my status, triple the days to be able to do that. I was like, all right, I'm not going to be able to do that. I'm going to suck it up and realize I'm not going to do that, but I'm going to do my ever-loving best to maintain and keep my platinum status for as long as I can. So that I'm going to try to do for sure.
That is a bummer, but
it is.
Enjoy platinum while you get it, and at least you'll get the benefit of getting.
And I do get the benefit of it. There's some things that are nice perks and some things that go along with that. Like I said, I'm just gonna enjoy the ride while I have it. You know what I mean? And then, like I said, try other cruise lines, and who knows where that'll take as well.
Yeah. And then you just got back from a cruise, right?
I did.
So tell us about that.
So it was we had a girls trip that was planned, but then a lot of my friends had like some emergencies, so they weren't able to go. So it ended up being a solo cruise for me, my very first one. So I spent a lot of time in the sun and relaxing and like just enjoying, I guess, you enjoy the company of yourself. I never thought I would be able to do that, but it was actually such a really great experience. Had a lot of time to think, a lot of time to reflect on things, and just make mental note plans. I didn't really get off the ship because I got off the ship at Celebration Key, which is their new private island. I did that just for a little bit and then went back right on board. But it was a very nice and relaxing experience. I never thought I was going to actually ever do a solo cruise, and now it's like, yeah, I may have to do a couple of those just to recharge my brain sometimes.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think I may be doing a solo cruise next year for the first time. I've always cruised with people, my wife or friends before we were together. So I'm kind of looking forward to it, but at the same time, it's one of those things where it's like sometimes you can have anxiety about meeting new people, making friends, and like, am I going to be bored just being by myself for all that time? So that be an interesting experience, I'm sure.
You think you are, but when you like. I always tend to I get a room with a balcony, so I love the sunset. I love the summer. So those. I mean, there were some parts of it, like going to the show was different because it was like everybody's there with somebody and you're there. But outside of that, I really kind of enjoyed the me time. It was literally me time, and it was time to like I said, just like sit, just relax, and not have to think about anything, and not have to really worry about a whole lot of stuff. And you got up when you wanted to, you went to dinner when you wanted to, you know what I mean? Everything you did was on your terms, and it was just something totally different.
Yeah, you didn't have to negotiate with anyone and be like,
yeah,
why don't we eat it this time? Or you
right.
figure out whatever you want to do and do it. So
exactly.
that's awesome. So you mentioned that you're a Carnival girl, you're loyal to Carnival. What is it, if you had to figure out or describe it, that you like about Carnival that really attracts you to that brand?
I love the atmosphere. I love the atmosphere. I love the crew. That I think that just the like I love the feeling of like, that, my room steward knows my name after the first sight. I mean, after having like, have a whole floor of people, but who I am, and I could walk out the hallway and be like, hey, Diane. And the liveliness of the cruise directors, you know what I'm saying? Just that whole little bringing, like I said, from the moment you step on from that sail away party, and then when you go to like the events, I love the different shows that they have, the game shows that they have, Family Feud and Love and Marriage. I mean, those are just the hilarious things that just keep you just like, it's the experience for me. Like I said, what you get out of it, what you put into it. And to me, I go on board with the mindset of I'm a foodie as well. So their new ships have like all these different, food varieties and things like that. So those are all things that to me brings me a great overall experience with them and keeps me loyal to the brand. The fact that it's always to me an exceptional experience in how I am treated as a guest on there. You feel like, okay, you spend this money, cruises are not cheap, but and for me, I just walk off with a great experience. I almost hate to always leave. I'm like, my goal is to get a back-to-back. I want to do a back-to-back just to really experience that too. I know that's like about 14, get off one cruise and get on another. That's something I'm working towards, is doing a back-to-back.
Okay. Yeah. Those sound, I was actually looking at that next year as well, but actually on 2 shorter sailings. So like doing a 4-day and a 5-day. So it's not like 2 full weeks, but
right.
It's kind of tight in there.
Or even a repositioning, one that leaves from Europe and comes back to Miami or something like that. One of those transatlantic ones. I think I want to do something like that too. I just want to. I have no having extra sea days are not a problem for me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So yeah, I'm in the sun, I'm enjoying myself, the music, just the whole flow and vibe of it is what I go for.
That's awesome. I think we need to catch up a little bit and take a couple of drinks. We had a couple questions here.
True indeed. True.
All right. So you've been on 11 cruises so far.
Yep.
Do you have a port or destination that has been your favorite to visit? And also, do you have, out of the cruises you've been on, a favorite cruise ship?
Oh, I love Amber Cove, which is in the Dominican Republic, and I loved going to Belize. Belize is also awesome as well. I love that in the Caribbean. Of course, I love Jamaica, but I only really went to, like, I would do the party cruise when I go to Jamaica. But like in Belize and Dominican Republic, I've tried other excursions and things like that. I could say on my very first cruise in Cozumel, we went to Passion Island. I think it was called Passion Island, and that was really, really nice. So I don't know that there's one favorite, because there's some, like I said, I can get off. I know if I get off, I don't really have to. You have to spend a lot of money, like Amber Cove, Grand Turk, or areas where where they have their own Carnival has their own little setup there, and you don't really have to spend any kind of real money there. Like to go on the excursion, I can still get my son. Like I'm a want to lay out and relax, and sun worshiper. I would say that the newer ships by far are like just beautiful. Like I said, between the different eateries that they have, like you're never going to try all of the eateries in one sailing. You know what I mean? You're just not. But I love my mom and I, we went in May. We tried the teppanyaki grill, and that was great food there. And just the different little styles of different things, and to just try. There's so much. To me, there's so much to do on there. So there's not really. I can't really pinpoint it down to one, but I would say definitely the newer ships, the Mardi Gras, the Celebration. I've yet to be on the Jubilee yet, which goes out of Galveston. Because but I do plan to do that. And then, they have some newer ones that are coming as well. That's going to be coming out in, 2027 and 28. So definitely want to try the newer ships as well. But yeah, the newer ships, I would say they have it hands down. Service, food, everything like that is down pat.
Yeah. That's I think I've seen videos on like the Mardi Gras and the Celebration. So I think that would probably definitely be one of the ones.
Yeah.
If I were to try it on my first.
Yeah, I would say yes. Try the larger ones, because there's just so much more of a variety, and it just gives you the experience within itself is really great.
Yeah, it's awesome. All right, take a drink, and then we got.
Okay.
All right, so every cruiser has their quirks. So what's your personal like ritual or must-do tradition that you do every time you board?
Before anything, I go to the muster. I want to get it over with. I'll get the muster done. Let's get it done before we even eat or put a morsel or anything in our mouth. Drop my bag. Because you're platinum, we can drop our bags off in our room, and let's go straight to the muster. Let's get it over with. And that is just, I have to get that done, because I don't want to be the one that they're calling on the announcements, like, to come and get your muster done. I want to have it already done and completed. So for sure, once I'm on board, that's it. Drop the bags off at the room, go to the muster, then go find us a spot for where the sail away party is going to be, grabs, and to be ready, ready for that.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough. I said, I actually did a video recently where we talked about it's one of the things you got to do on day one, just like get it out of the way.
Yes.
Get it done so, you can move on and start having fun. So
absolutely.
I agree with that. All right. So up next, we are going to go into a segment called What Had Happened Was.
So what had happened was.
Got a little sound effect there. And so I'm going to ask you a couple questions regarding some different experiences. So have you ever had a cruise disaster story that still makes you laugh or cringe to this day?
I can say that there was a time when how when you're on Lido deck, and I guess when it's wet, and you have like, you think you have slip resistant shoes on, but you actually don't. So yeah, it's I can remember once getting a drink and like, and actually falling, like face planting. You got to get up. You still got to try to be cute, but things happen. I'm prone to fall a lot. so it's not a cute thing, you know what I mean? But I can remember falling flat, and just like, everybody comes around, you're right, you get, you fall like that, you got to hurry up and quickly get up because you're embarrassed.
Yeah.
And then folks think that you're like lit, and if you're really not.
Right. So they're cutting you off at the bar. You're like, this is my first drink, right?
Right, exactly.
And were you okay? Did you?
Oh, I was okay. You know what I mean? Your pride is hurt more than anything else. And then you feel a little sore. You know what I mean? But it's when it's a crowd. It's always a crowd of people that that you tend to fall in front of, because everybody's at the bar. You're going. It's like the floor, so you feel like you're slipping on a banana peel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what it feels. That's mostly what it feels like. But yes, I would say that would be probably my oh God moment.
I've had that happen, not where I fully fell, but where I was walking and slipped a little bit. Like I'm like, oh, this, there's just a little bit of water, but sometimes it gets under you, and just with the boat moving and everything. So
yes.
Luckily, I didn't face plant, but I'm sorry to hear that you did. I'm glad to hear you're okay though. What about what's been the either wildest thing or most unexpected thing that you've either seen or done yourself on a cruise ship?
I have actually seen, people doing things in a hot tub. Why, you know what I mean? So that's probably the wildest.
Daytime or nighttime? Was it like
this was like going sunset down, like sunset time.
Okay. Wow.
Well, I've seen that, because you have a balcony room, you see a lot.
Right. Wow. That's bold.
That's
bold
very bold.
That is quite a story.
That is bold.
I mean, nowadays too, with like everyone has a smartphone and everyone has, in the ship itself, right, has a million cameras, like that can instantly go viral. So for somebody to take a risk like that,
instantly. Instantly.
So okay, so now is time to play a quick game called Take a Sip If. And before we get started, for this series, for this segment, what is your go-to first drink of a cruise? When you get on the cruise, what's the first drink you get?
Hands down, it's called the Kiss on the Lips. It's like a frozen drink. That's really, really good. So I do that. I always do let's do the Kiss on the Lips. There's no one I go for. That's my go-to.
Is that a Carnival specialty drink?
It's a Carnival specialty drink. Yeah, it's a frozen drink. So it's like mango. It has mango, a little bit of grenadine, and it has like the coconut. I guess it's coconut liqueur that's in there, and rum and things like that. So yeah,
it sounds yummy. Anything with mango is always really good, right?
Yes.
So, all right, so now it's time for our Take a Sip lightning round. The rules are simple. I'll give a few different scenarios, and you take a sip of your drink if they pertain to you. Okay. Some of these may lead to follow-up questions after we finish the rapid fire round.
Okay.
And if you're watching at home, feel free to play along and drop in the comments down below what was the number of sips that you took in this lightning round. All right, so first up, take a sip if you prefer the buffet, and I'll play along too for this too.
All right.
Take a sip if you prefer the buffet over the main dining room. Okay. That was a big sip. You really like the buffet.
I do.
Take a sip if you have overpacked so badly your suitcase will not close. I'm guilty of this.
Yeah, I'm guilty.
I have the scale and I have to weigh my luggage all the time. So
all the time.
All right. Take a sip if you snuck booze on board, and a bonus sip if you actually got caught.
Just
Okay.
me or a friend? Because you know what I mean.
Well, I guess the friend you were with, yeah.
All right, the friend I was with then.
Okay.
To me.
Your cabin? Well, it
Yeah.
has to be contained in the cabin. Yeah, okay. All right. Take a sip if you've hooked up with somebody on a cruise ship.
Yeah, I ain't do that. You go with your wife.
But in fairness,
Yeah, you know what? I did. I went with my husband.
no, it wasn't my wife. It was in 2002, the first ship I ever went on. And there was like, funny story, there was two large group of singles on the cruise. One group was male stewardesses from American Airlines. So incidentally, I did not hook up with one of them. The second group of large group on the cruise was of Mormons from Utah.
Oh, Lord.
And what I found out is that Mormons can do bad stuff and then repent, and it's okay. So we didn't have to repent too bad. We only made out, but
well, I guess I'd say yes because I did go on a cruise with my husband. So yes, I would say
okay.
yes.
All right. Take a sip if you got sunburned so badly on a cruise you couldn't wear clothes comfortably.
Oh yeah. That's what I want to know. Yeah.
That I think everyone's guilty of that. Take a sip if you've made friends with strangers that you still keep in touch with after the cruise. I don't think we've had.
I don't think I've had that
yet. Take a sip if you've ordered more than one entree at dinner just because you could.
Yeah, I've had that.
All right. Take a sip if you bought cheesy cruise merch that you never wear at home.
Yeah, I've done that too.
Okay. Take a sip if you pretended it was your birthday or anniversary just to get free stuff.
I'm not doing that. I'm always going on my birthday. I'm always going the week of my birthday, so it really is my birthday.
It wasn't exactly my wife's birthday week, but it was birthday adjacent. Like it was the same month as her birthday, and we said it was her birthday. And take a sip if you've ever closed down the nightclub. Like you're there until the lights come on.
Oh yeah, no.
No, okay. All right. So we're rounding up near the end of the interview here. We got a few more things coming up. So this next segment is called Just the Tip.
Just the tip. Just for a second, just to see how it feels.
Shout out Vince Vaughn. So what tip or advice would you give to someone who has never cruised before but is about to go on a cruise for their very first time?
I would say definitely do your research. Definitely look at videos, to get yourself familiarized with. Most of the ships have their videos. So definitely look at people's experiences, their cruise tours and things like that. Definitely, plan, you don't over plan because, plans always change. Weather related things can definitely change things, and again, like I said, make the experience yours. Don't take a lot of the negative with you with the idea of things that are going to happen. It's your vacation. Make it your, absolutely make it your experience. For that, definitely get the traveler's insurance. You think it's not needed, but as a travel advisor, I would say definitely it's very important to have it because you never know when something's going to happen, and you want to just make sure that you're always protected in some kind of way, shape, or form.
Yep. I've had to dip into the travel insurance a couple times in my limited experience, so it's definitely worth it.
For sure.
I think that's all really great advice. All right. So before we get to last call, if you've made it this far in the video, you are definitely a cruising enthusiast, and we'd love to hear from you. So drop us a comment down below. Maybe we will even interview you for a future interview on this channel. And of course, we do want to invite you to, like and subscribe this video. That will definitely help the channel out and let this series grow. So please feel free to hit the thumbs up button and hit that subscribe button, so you'll stick around for more of these videos. All right. And with that, we are going to come up to our last call.
Last call for alcohol.
All right. So this is the last call for alcohol here, our closing thoughts. Is there anything else you want to say to the viewers at home?
I would just definitely say, like I said, own your when you go on vacation, you know what I mean? It's your time to relax. It's your time to enjoy, go to different countries, see different ports, and, and then maybe if you want to go back there at a later time, you do that. But definitely just make the experience totally yours, no matter what cruise line you go on or where you start with. Don't be afraid to, go out there and just and do it. Cruising is great. It's the most relaxing vacation that you can possibly have. Pretty much like it's your all-inclusive, it's a hotel on the water, but I mean, the experience is definitely yours from the beginning. And I highly recommend it. So.
That's awesome. And you mentioned before that you're a travel advisor. So where can people find you?
I do have a Facebook page for Diamond Travel, but also you can check. You can email me as well. I have Diamond Travel, DIAMON Travel 731 @gmail as well.
All right, and I will make sure to put all that information in the video description below, so you guys can reach out to Diahann if you're interested in talking with her about a cruise. She is apparently a Carnival Cruise expert, so you can definitely learn a thing or two from her about that.
Absolutely, thank you.
All right, so typically we always close out our videos with our catchphrase, and if you know it, feel free to say it with me. So stay salty, stay adventurous, and happy cruising.